Look, I know that sharks make for great horror movie monsters, always have and always will, but in reality you are more likely to be bitten by an online film critic than by a shark. I'm not going to name names, but let's just say one of my colleagues isn't coming back to my next summer barbecue. Seriously, more people are killed by cows than sharks, so where are all the cow horror movies? There's a sheep horror movie? Black Sheep, actually pretty good. So where are all the cow horror movies, Sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. What am I supposed to be talking about? Oh, right, 47 Meters Down, which despite being set in Mexico, was actually filmed in Basildon, which is not a million miles from me and is, how can I put this? It's people aspire to one day being able to move to a slightly depressing part of Milton Keynes. But back to the latest piece of anti-shark propaganda, and we find that two sisters called Blonde and Brunette have, after an accident, become trapped in a metal cage, 47 metres down, whilst being endlessly circled by some very hungry great whites who seem to be taking their cues from the xenomorph. And there's your film. Two women, one an adrenaline junkie, the other going through a bad breakup, trying not to become Chow, whilst trying to traverse a tiny distance that might as well be a million miles. It's the kind of film I absolutely love, and if you're thinking this sounds a hell of a lot like The Shallows, then you're not wrong, except Blake Lively wasn't about to run out of air. One thing the film gets absolutely right is the sharks themselves, as in, they barely feature, and this works for two reasons. Like with the xenomorph, horror movie monsters are scarier when you don't see them. And secondly, this film's CGI budget isn't exactly up there with Marvel's, if you catch my drift. Mind you, I can't remember the last proper scare by stock footage, so it must have been doing something right. Other than that, the sisters' only lifeline to the surface is a not especially good radio that only works when they leave what little safety the cage provides. And if you're thinking this sounds pretty cool, you're not far wrong. Mind you, it does have a fair few niggles as well. You could set your watch by the plot, the characters are flatter than cardboard, and the film takes certain liberties with the reality of diving, including fins and how much air they would actually have. But aside from that, it's a pretty solid does what it says on the tin horror film with a perfect 88-minute runtime. It's no classic, but it fills the time well enough. This is if nothing else. If nothing else is on and you want to see a good horror movie, then this'll do ya. Otherwise, just don't bother. But what do you guys think? And what do you think is the scariest animal that's not been made into a horror movie monster? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, this has been a Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.